Master, over to you.
Oh, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, everyone, everywhere, depending on where and when you are joining us. It's a little bit after the holidays. There were lots and lots of seasonal employment. And with seasonal employment, it makes it look like the unemployment rate is not as high as it actually is. But now that we've moved into January and a lot of people are now off of those jobs, as of November 2025, the unemployment rate in the United States is currently 4.6%, marking an increase from 4.4 in September of 2025 and the highest level since September 2021. Unemployment. Those people who were happy to have those seasonal jobs had some employment and made some money through the holidays, but the holidays are over. And now, what do we do? Where do we go? And how do we get rid of such high unemployment numbers? It is also kind of dreary. The sun was out earlier, but it's a beautiful day, a beautiful winter day. It is Eagles time in Philadelphia. Everyone is out with the Eagles jerseys on outside my door. What's it looking like outside of your door? So today I'm going to turn this over to my co-host, Professor Nia Sung, as he shares the editorial of the day. Good afternoon, Nia Sung. How are you, and what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Greetings to you, my neck of the woods, windy and cold. Yes, it has been, but it will end by 5 p.m. That is what the weather people are telling us. So we look forward positively, as we always do on days like this, that things will get better. And
Wonderful.
they may be bad now, but it will be better. So we are always confident. That being said, it's January the 11th, 2026. Yes, 11 days have gone by in this 2026 year. The 11th day of the year, that is, yes, 354 days left before we start saying, oh, it's end of the year. So we have 350 and 65 days in the month, but we have 354 now left. And it is the second Sunday of 2026. It is the 22nd day of winter. Master Lisa, we have 68 more days before we think of spring. January 11 is Human Trafficking Awareness Day, an observance aimed at raising awareness about human trafficking and promoting efforts to combat what has become a global issue. It is a vital occasion, a vital ceremony, a vital occasion that not only raises awareness and educates communities, but also shows solidarity in the fight against modern slavery and human trafficking. Yes, it also heralds the start of a month-long campaign dedicated to combating human trafficking nationwide as well as worldwide. Human trafficking remains a grave violation of human rights affecting millions globally, and we must, at this point, through its observance, the observance of Human Trafficking Awareness Day, mobilize communities and inspire and assist and rather and invite people to be conscious of what is going on in our world. By engaging in these awareness activities on January 11 and throughout the month of January, we contribute to the larger effort of combating modern slavery and protecting human dignity everywhere. That was my piece on human rights trafficking and human trafficking. It is not a good thing. So as we settle down to our topic of the month, of the day, rather, let's go like this. As we engage in what line of action, in that line of action, we also look at unemployment in our world. Yes, unemployment. And so we kick off with this quote from American writer Orson Scott Card, who says, quote, unemployment is capitalism's way of getting you to plant a garden. Starts with a negative but ends with a positive. And I picked it because it encompasses a promise, the promise that in that hour of joblessness, We can challenge ourselves to, quote, plant a garden. Yes, I plant mine in the summer. Well, I don't know if you do. Otherwise said, when we are unemployed, that becomes the propitious moment to be creative and to do something positive. Are we unemployed, or rather, are our unemployed brothers and sisters on the continent, especially, trying to do something, trying to be creative? But what is unemployment, if you may be wondering? Well, unemployment Investopia tells us is, quote, a phenomenon that occurs when a person who is actively searching for employment is unemployed or is unable to find work, end of quote. Economists and other experts in general say, quote, unemployment is often used as a measure of the health of the economy, end of quote. These economists and experts very often put unemployment in several categories, the broadest two being voluntary and involuntary unemployment. Voluntary unemployment occurs, economists add, when a person has left his job willingly in search of other employment. When it is involuntary, on the other side, it means that the person has been fired or laid off and now must look for another job, end of that quote. The United States Bureau of Labor Statistics defines unemployment as, quote, people who do not have a job, have actively looked for work in the past 4 weeks, and are currently available for work again. It goes on to also say that unemployment includes, quote, people who are temporarily laid off and were waiting to be called back to that job, end of quote. Unemployment is a worldwide phenomenon, but why is it such a nightmare today for all categories of people in Africa in particular, from grandparents and parents to university graduates? Some have laid the blame on the colonial heritage educational system, which was set up not to teach people to be creative and to create jobs, but rather to read, write, add, and subtract. It taught us arithmetic. More than 50 years after colonization and independence, why has nothing changed on the continent of Africa? Why have post-independence African governments not been able to provide their citizens with an education that prepares the individual for a job? Or why are the jobs so far and few on the continent? Why do many governments educate young people who cannot find jobs? Former United Nations Secretary General himself, an African, Kofi Annan from Ghana, had this to say at his time about the situation, quote, unfortunately, very few governments think about youth unemployment when they are drawing up their national plans. Yes, government is always the one to blame, of course, because they control everything. As AfricaOnline delves into unemployment in the world in general, and in Africa in particular on this Sunday, the question that quickly comes to mind is, what can we collectively and individually do to create jobs and so stem the tide of unemployment on our continent? From Dakar to Mogadishu, from Cairo to Cape Town, university graduates hawk wares or drive taxis from sunrise to sunset because they cannot find work. They cannot find more meaningful employment. They cannot find something better to do. As our new year begins, let us therefore put this concern under the microscope. Let us together discuss the pros and cons of employment or unemployment, and let us together create awareness on this nightmare. Let us collectively do some soul searching. But first, let us turn to the chair of AfricaOnline Media Corporation, Reverend Pam, to see if she can welcome us to the show as she does every Sunday. Reverend Pam?
Yeah, so thank you so much. And I apologize that I have a noisy background, but I think this is a good time to tackle this topic. We have tackled this topic multiple times in the last almost 10 years. March will make us 10 years. Ambassador Lisa, we need to work on our 10-year anniversary. So on behalf of Africa Online Media Corporation, I want to welcome, I see a guest here, Mr. Jolette Josu.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I invited Dr. Josue. Uh,
okay,
he is a physician, brain doctor, and
awesome,
I was telling him about the program and that
awesome.
I wanted to formally introduce him to you um, because he needs to hear about the work that you're doing with
No,
all these doctors
Would
and also go ahead
no, go ahead, go ahead.
and with Solomon King, with all these other doctors, he wants to get hundreds
Okay.
of doctors together from and so I'm just so excited
You
that
are amazing. Okay, so how do you say your name, sir? Is it Jolette Josu?
no, let me tell you what I said. So
Okay,
I'm Dr. Josue. Okay.
Josue. Okay,
Yes. And let me tell you, I'm glad you guys met Mr. N- Kim, I say Kim Leke.
You can make
Okay.
it.
yes.
Okay, thank
Kim
you. You
Leke.
got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Look, I'm talking to you. You know what I do? I am a neuropsychiatrist.
Okay.
I'm prevention focused brain
Mm-hmm.
scientist. I'm gonna tell you what's going on with us. Let me tell you where I'm from. I was born in the Bahamas of Haitian parents. I'm a
Okay.
doctor in the US. I came here at 15. I've never gotten over living Haiti. You know why? Mr. Kimlicka, you know what's going with us?
No.
If the brain is the only thing we have to live a good life, if as a race you don't have brain scientists by you, for you, and from you, you cannot save yourself as a race. Let me
Yes.
repeat again. If you don't have brain scientists by you, for you, and from you, who can teach you how to get brain tools, to be creative, to be innovative, to maintain a society. Haiti and the African culture, the reason why we cannot save ourselves, we don't have brain research centers. And Black Americans, we don't have brain people by us, from us, and for us who can tell us, of course, spirituality is important, but we don't know everything. If you don't know how the brain works, you
Yes.
cannot maintain wellness.
Well, thank you so much, Doctor. I really think you'll be excited to hear about our event in Ghana, Africa's Brain Bank 7th Annual Summit and Charity Board. And
Mhm.
I think we will talk after this program because I
Okay,
would like
okay.
to put you on the
Thank you.
panel. It's
Thank you.
Dr. Crossley, thank you for bringing him. Today we're going to focus on employment. But Dr. Crossley, I'm glad you brought him because one of the slots I have is a psychiatrist. I do have a brother who is board certified in neurology and psychiatry, but I don't want to put my family members on the panel. So I am
But let me.
so glad, and I'm so glad that he is here. So we will
Mhm.
talk about that after the program. I have put my cell phone number for you
Mhm.
to contact me. But
Mhm.
yeah, we are happy that you join us. Let me
Mhm.
quickly welcome our viewers around the globe on behalf of Africa Online Media Corporation. Alias, I want to thank you for your faithfulness. It's been 10 years coming up March. Ambassador Lisa, is it 7 or 8 years for you? How many years for you? You can't keep track, but you've been in here for from the days of John the Baptist, Dr. Crossley. I think you've been with us for what 2, 3 years. And to all our viewers around the globe and those who are watching on YouTube, we are streaming live on YouTube. I'll be posted on Facebook. For the first 8 years, we streamed only on Facebook because we didn't have the support and we are looking for students. So I am so excited, Dr. Crossley. You are truly a global ambassador because you connect people, you bring people, and you surprise us. So thank you so much for bringing our brother on the program today. So I'm going to hand it over to the anchors, and we'll be talking about unemployment on this program today. Dr. Joshua, you're very welcome.
Thank you. Well, what I want to add, we need to approach unemployment as a function of brain health.
Okay, good.
I'll let you know. Okay?
Interested.
Okay.
That'll
No
be
problem.
interested to hear that. As a matter of fact, anchors, let's go the full 90 minutes because we really need to hear what the doctor has to say about
Okay.
unemployment. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, Ambassador Lisa, over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Reverend Pam and Nia Sung, and to our guest. Earlier, when in my opening remarks, I quoted the unemployment statistics for America. So I jumped over to Uganda because I have a situation going on over there right now, and a health issue with my granddaughter. But it never dawned on me to look at what the unemployment rates. I just know that there are basically no jobs. You know what needs something. What I find interesting is that the countries require the children to go from secondary school right into university or college. But there is no place for them to go when they come out of college with their degrees. There are no jobs, there are no companies. I was in Nigeria right before the pandemic happened, and there were all these oil tankers that were just sitting by the sides of the roads because all the oil companies had left the country because of every day the president or the government was imposing some new regulations or something, and they just couldn't keep up, so they just kind of abandoned the country. So these oil tankers are just around. So I'm like, well, where are people working? How are they making a living? And in Uganda, the unemployment rate for 2024 was 2.94%, which is an increase from the 2.79% that they had in 2023. And I'm sure as less companies are going to Africa, I'm sure the unemployment rate is higher, but they didn't have any statistics for anything higher than that. So while we're talking about tackling unemployment, not only here in the diaspora, but on the continent as well, what are we supposed to do with our educated? And if the educated ones who graduate from universities and college can't get a job, what about the ones who are not college educated? These are some very serious questions that we want to tackle this afternoon. One thing that I like is entrepreneurship. A lot of people are trying to go into business for themselves. Is that enough money to take care of your family, especially on the continent? I should have thought about grabbing some of my kids and see if they could get online. It's kind of late in the afternoon or late in the evening. And we always have network issues. But we're going to talk about some of the unemployment rates and what we should be doing about unemployment and how can we help our children, our sisters, and our brothers on the continent with this unemployment issue. So, Nia-san, I've never been unemployed. Here in the country, here in the United States, we have all sorts of programs. We've got social programs. If you're unemployed, you can get unemployment. But that is not the case on the continent. And this morning, I saw something that I thought was very interesting. Let me see if I can find it. It was saying that if you receive assistance here in the country, if you receive assistance, I guess I know it was in my Ugandan fellowship. If you receive assistance, you cannot send money out of the country. And we spend a lot of money sending money back home to our moms and to take care of our children and all those sorts of things. Um, Now they're going to say that the money that they give you to take care of your family, you can't use it the way you want to help take care of the rest of your family. I thought that was very interesting. I didn't get a chance to look into it because I was getting in the car to drive. I'm out of town route right now. So I didn't get a chance to really dig into that. But let's talk about some of those issues when we are taking the little bit of money that we do have wherever we're getting it from, and we are sharing it with people we know who have no money at all. And now they're trying to put restrictions on that. I mean, there are ways to get around everything, and we're not going to talk about those ways because we're just not going to talk about some of those ways, but we're going to talk about these issues.
Okay, I see the doctor's hand is up, so let's hear what he has to say, maybe.
Okay, I can't. Okay, go ahead. I don't. Are you talking to us?
Doctor,
yes.
He's talking with us.
Dr. Joseph.
His hand is up, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Can you say what you said again?
You had your hand up, so we were coming to you to see.
Oh, no. That was accidental. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Can you lower your hand, please?
Yes, I'm sorry. You know, this thing is doing that now without
Uh,
you doing it.
Okay.
oh, so Reverend Pam just raised her hand.
I didn't raise my hand. I was trying to lower his hand. So that's the mouse. That's okay. You
Okay.
guys
Okay.
go ahead, but I'm sure you guys, the doctor has a lot to say. So we would love to hear from him.
Okay. So, what say you? How do you feel about that, Nia Sang? When whether you work hard for your money, you're taking it from your savings, whether you're getting assistance from the government, and you're taking your money and you're sharing it with your family abroad because you know for a fact they don't have any programs. There is no unemployment. So what say you about how they're going to try to stop you from sending your money? Because once they give it to you, it is your money to do what you want. Yes, you're supposed to take care of your family, but you have some extra that you're trying to squeeze out to take care of some family back home. What do you think about?
There are no two ways of thinking about it. It is happening, it has happened, it will continue to happen insofar as the governments are not responsible enough to create jobs or to make it possible for secondary school and university graduates to find something reliable to do. You won't believe, in my country, Cameroon, many university graduates, as I said in my editorial, are hawking on the streets or simply riding bikes and driving taxis to be able to make ends meet because the jobs are not just there. The few that are there are reserved for a particular class, people who belong to a particular tribe or maybe to a particular background, who have a particular background. So it is no longer what it used to be in my good old days when we had jobs. At that time, there were jobs, yes, but a lot has changed. A lot is changing, and unfortunately, our young people are the ones suffering because they don't have the wherewithal. And those of us who happen to be in Uncle Sam's country or some other green country, as they call it, have become the suppliers of the wherewithal with which
Yes.
these young people have to make ends meet.
Okay, let me just say something before we continue. Africa Online does not support anybody violating any unemployment assistance program. So I mean, here the opinions that are expressed are opinions of the individual. So if you are taking unemployment from any country, whether it's the US or whatever, you need to abide by the guidelines and the rules of those unemployment. So I think let's hear what the doctor has to say about the brain health being and its connection to unemployment.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Is that you? You want? You go ahead, Miss. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Dr. Josue.
Look, let me tell you where I am now. So I told you my parents, I was born in the Bahamas of Haitian parents. The reason we left Haiti is because somehow we don't have the brain tools to create sustainable economy. So here's where I am now. I've become an entrepreneur. I create my own business. But I've I've taken entrepreneurship courses. What we know is that you cannot rely on the government to create things for you. What we need to do, okay? Right now I'm creating a course to teach entrepreneurship as a function of brain health. This is what I mean by that, guys. The brain has two systems, the fight or flight and the rest and digest. The only time you can create wealth is only if you can be creative and innovative.
Mhm.
We don't know how to do that unless you have people who can create institutions to teach the individual how to use brain tools, not to rely, because we all can create. I went to Haiti one time. I see doctors, all of them are trying to take the test to come to the US. Well, they don't know if they could create something because they don't have the knowledge and they don't have people. So what I'm saying that just like Africa too, we need to, not only that, I mean, you can spirituality, but we need to approach life as a functional brain health. I'm creating a clinic. I'm franchising my clinic right now as a function of how healthy my brain is spiritually, emotionally, physically. You get what I'm saying? We have, the reason I'm saying that we have the knowledge, the know-how. We don't want to give it to the average person. Because if we give it to the average person, Africa would not depend on the UN. Haiti would not depend on the UN. So what I'm saying that I can partner with you to create the ecosystem for kids who people want. We can create ecosystem to teach people, here is your brain, here are the tools you need to be creative in the environment you need to create. No one is going to do it for us. Questions, comments? I'm sorry.
Yes, no one is going to do it for us. So how do we get going? Because that is the problem. Many people don't know how to start.
Okay, that's what I'm saying that. So what I'm saying that I'm actually expanding my own clinic right now, right? So meaning that I just graduated from ICOR. I don't know if you guys know the National Science Foundations. How you get going is to create an institution or create an ecosystem. So how do you get going? We can create a course and to get people together to say, okay, this is how you approach entrepreneurship. We have to have some way of teaching people. Do you answer my question? Did I answer your question? How do we go? That's the first thing. Yeah. Right now, I'm creating a course to teach psychiatrists how to create their own private practice. Because I didn't know that. It took me 15 years. So we have the knowledge.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
We have the knowledge. It's really, how do you approach people to help people do it?
One of the shortcomings that we have as Black people, if I can say that, is lack of trust. We don't trust each other.
Okay, let me tell you. Here's the thing. The brain has trauma, right? What I need to do, what you and I need to do, as a neuroscientist, what I do in my office, I teach spirituality. I teach people how to deal with themselves so I can trust myself and trust others. It all comes down to, how do you understand the brain? What are the tools you need for me to trust? Because if I don't trust myself, I cannot trust others. So that is all included in any course I teach people. Do you see what I'm saying? Because if I don't trust, if I can teach my brain, because what is it? When I don't trust you, I see yourself, my brain sees you as a threat. It's not you. Then what we need to teach people, whatever your brain is seeing as a threat, how do you change that? What I'm saying, guys, we have the know-how. I'm going to tell you, the only reason we don't teach people that is to make sure the masses stays conditioned for the few people to control the world. What I'm saying, that I can work with you, not only me, to create that ecosystem. It's an open secret. So to trust each other, you know, I have my girlfriend, I said, before we get married, we have to align on same core values. Because you know why? We are different. If you don't align on same core values, human beings have a tendency to control each other. We know that. What we need to do is put guardrails so I don't control you, don't control me. We don't want to do that. What I'm saying that we have the know-how to make sure we feel safe for ourselves, physical and psychological safety, so we can trust individually and trust each other.
Yeah, let me just say something. Let me say something to Dr.
Josue.
The ecosystem that you are talking about is already in progress. Like I said, we will discuss it off this program, so we don't hijack the show. And as you see, our name is Africa's Brain Bank. That's our name, Africa's Brain Bank. So I am glad that you are tackling unemployment or linking it to brain health. And you are right. You know, if you don't trust yourself, you can't trust other people. There is definitely trust issues, especially between Africans born and raised in the motherland and Africans, our brothers and sisters that were born and raised here. We've been working on that for years to bridge that gap. Our motto is collaboration, development, and service for our sister organization. This organization is AfricaOnline Media Corporation. We raise awareness about issues that affect people of African descent. We seek for solutions and make progress from there. I am so excited to meet you and thank you for what you are doing. And we are going to work with you to take it to another level. Before I go back to the anchors, I know Dr. Crossley needs to weigh in here. This unemployment issue is throughout the global African community. It's not just in Africa. We have, I don't know if any of you saw, there's a viral video, I think that guy is Somalian, that was talking to these ICE people. He's an engineer, but he's driving Uber. in America. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that picture? We Black people, we face the same problems no matter where we are. And we have to be the one to solve our own problem. Like the doctor is saying about entrepreneurship, that's something I taught at the university for 1 year. A lot of our people don't go into business. And those that even go into business, they don't value their own time. I'll give you an example. And I'm not going to say the name or the country, but there was a young lady that was selling blenders. She'll buy in a French-speaking country. She'll buy the blenders for 9,000 francs and sell them for 12,000. I was very proud of herself that she was making profit. And I told her, I said, okay, you are buying these blenders for 9,000. You are storing them at your house. That's rent. You are transporting them in your vehicle. That's transportation. That's petrol or gasoline. What about your time? How many francs are you paying yourself an hour? By the time we calculated everything, she realized that she was losing money. And I told her, I said, you are actually losing money. You are using your money to buy a product and sell it at a loss. And that's how they stop that market. So we do have a lot of people who think they are in business, they think they are making money, but they are not calculating their overhead on time. And we Africans, we can create jobs. I'm going to tell you this, my hat off to Nigerians. Nigerians hawk. Cameroonians don't hawk. If you go to Nigeria and Ghana, you see them early in the morning, they're hawking on the streets. You know, and there are university graduates who have gone into farming, who are going to smoking fish and selling. Create your own job. Somebody, I think it's Barack Omar, who said, I didn't read the whole article, I just saw the headline. It said, Black people should not send their children to universities or college, they should send them to trade school because they will come back with the jobs. I am not against university education, but we should also look at trade schools. When we're growing up, those people near us, I don't know if that was true for you, those people that went to technical school and commercial schools, we thought they were people that were not smart. But these are the people that are making money in this country. So we need to look at the whole picture and realize that whatever solutions we are coming up with is for the global African community, not just for Africa. But I think we need to hear from Dr. Crossley before the anchors take it over.
Okay, so I want to say hello first to the global audience, to you as well, Her Excellency Ambassador Dr. Pam Fomenong. And I just want to brag on you a little bit, Dr. Joshua. Dr. Pam is a practicing pharmacist, and the list just goes on and on. Her wonderful work and the youth that she supports, and coming up again in September. And then we have Prophetess Ambassador Lisa, who works with the youth in aviation, and we have Professor Nia San. And I just want to say hello to everyone. And speaking with the brain doctor, I posted on Facebook that I'm in love with him. And he called me today after a couple of weeks. And
you are a married woman. We don't want any challenges with your marriage, please.
No, he knows all about the statistics on marriage. We've already talked about all of that. But what I learned so much from him about the trust issue. Because that was one of the first questions I asked him about us as Black people. Why can't we get along? And because we have to deal with the trauma that if a person doesn't want to deal with it, then they're going to keep on repeating the same mistake. And we all know hurt people hurt people. But as a people, we should do everything we can. I wish there was a magic pill we could take. I wonder how many people would be in line for that to get along. Thank you so much.
Dr. Crossley, thank you. Just so you know, and I hope you make it to Ghana, one of the things we are going to be doing is we're going to be visiting the door of no return at both of the castles, Elmina and Cape Coast, and we will confront our past and reconcile, because that trust issue has been there, not just between African Americans and Africans in the motherland or Africans in the diaspora, but even in Africa, there are tribal issues.
Mm-hmm.
You see our brother here, you go to Cameroon, you go to Douala, you speak French, you will blend in. You go anywhere to Africa, you will blend in because of your complexion. We are made from the same stock, cut from the same cloth. We are one people. And that's why our organization thing says we are one. So my brother, after this show, I'm going to be calling you. We need to talk because we have work to do. And Dr. Crossley, God used you to bring him because, like I say, I had a spot on my panel. I did not want to put my brother on there. And I'm glad you brought somebody with a similar qualification that will go on that spot. And he will be representing our brothers and sisters in Haiti, from Haiti. Not just Haiti, but just we'll have somebody from there. So I'm going to give it back to the uncles.
Thank you, Dr. Pam and Dr. Crossland. That statement that I made, and Reverend Pam, I don't know if I misunderstood you or not. We can talk about that later. But when I was talking about people on public assistance, it says, if you're on public assistance, we are going to start pushing that you cannot wire money out of the country. Again, we know that we're sending reparations and money out of the country to help feed our families, to help take care of their medical needs. We're not sending money out of the country just because we have nothing else to do. We're not banking it in Swiss bank accounts. We are also feeding and helping people. So now the government wants to get in and say what you cannot do with your money. But I heard you say something else, Reverend Pam. You said in Cameroon, they don't hawk. Is that what you said? They don't.
Well, we don't have compared to Ghana and Nigeria, Ghanaians and Nigerians, they are hustlers. In Cameroon, there are very few, very, very few hawkers. But in Nigeria, early in the morning, 5 a.m., they are up on the street. I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
They are very hardworking.
Yes, they are. You can buy everything that you need for your house.
But we don't have that
sitting in traffic. You're sitting in traffic. You can buy underwear, shoes, food.
Groceries, everything, food.
Everything that you need.
You need to come to Cameroon. I'm just saying that Nigerians are more hardworking. Ghanaians, the same. The same thing doesn't happen in Cameroon. But if you go to the off-license, you will see them where the drinking parlors. But in Nigeria, they work hard. They drink, but they work hard. So that's something that I noticed. I'm talking about Nigerians in particular. They hawk more than anybody else.
Yes, they are. So when you start to be an entrepreneur, when you start to have a business of your own, here's my thought process. You're starting your own business. Wonderful. You're not depending on a job, which you're not guaranteed to get your salary after you work. Now, I know for a fact, Ugandans only get paid once a month. I don't know about other places else. They get paid once a month. And then your boss is not guaranteed to give you your whole entire month's worth of salary. You borrow, but where is the money coming from for the people that you are borrowing? Because it's people like you, the regular Joe, who is your next door neighbor, you're trying to borrow a couple dollars from, or transportation costs, or just borrow a couple of dollars to get some food. And then when you do get your salary, you have to pay all that money back. Now, those are the people who are just blessed enough to have a job. But we're talking about those who cannot get that type of employment. So they're having these little businesses. They're trying to sell this or have a little business on the side. But if nobody in the country has money because nobody is working, how does a business work? How do you manage to take care of your family when nobody in the country is working? These are the kind of questions that I have when I think about unemployment, especially on the continent. Again, yeah, we in the diaspora, we borrow money from each other, but we're guaranteed to get that Social Security check. We're guaranteed to get our pension. We're guaranteed to get our salary every 2 weeks or every week, whatever it is. We're guaranteed to get that. But how do we help our family on the continent if the government is now going to be saying that certain class of people cannot send money back home to their families who are also unemployed? Your thoughts, anybody? Yes, Dr. Josue.
So here's what you said. I have family in Haiti, right? By the way, I am of Bahamian. I was born in the Bahamas for Haitian descent. Okay, so here's
Okay.
what I said. Look, I see a lot of doctors who start businesses and it fails. Here's what we call about creative entrepreneurship. I need to approach entrepreneurship. Is this feasible? What
Hmm.
I'm trying to start. When I started my clinic, when I saw so many doctors who go and buy chairs and buy overhead, I started my clinic with $600 4 years ago, overhead. So meaning that we have to teach people. People don't know that. I had my aunt in Haiti. She never could do inventory because no one taught her business. So meaning that if we want to help our family, we need to create a course or teach them, have a conversation with them saying that, what are your talent? What are your skills? How do we help you with your skills to create something that's feasible? Because, I took some entrepreneurship courses. There's a difference between innovation, entrepreneurship, and invention. You see, having thoughts is just invention.
Okay.
To innovate is to have a startup. To grow a clinic, to grow a business, to scale it up is entrepreneurship. Those are huge things. So I mean that what we need to do, I'm answering you, we need to probably have an ecosystem, have conversation, probably classes to teach the average person how do you approach being sustainable economically from your own mind. We don't know that. Did I answer your questions? Meaning that we need to teach people how to approach things, what's feasible and what's not feasible, some of it.
That's a very good point and a very valid point. But these are things we're talking about that are going to take time for
Of
people
course.
to learn. But when you're desperate, when
Okay.
you just need that $5 to go to the store and buy some rice and some bread so you can feed your family tonight, they're not thinking about long
You,
term.
you, Let me tell you,
Somewhere this vicious cycle has
has to
got to
end.
stop.
Let me tell you,
Where especially, go ahead, I'm sorry.
here's one thing I want to tell you. Even I
Hmm.
see 95% of my patients are women. Okay. Here's what's going on. If the brain is in the survival mode, you cannot think. I agree with you.
Right.
Right? Then we need to teach people how do you prevent your brain from being overwhelmed? First of all, you have to have sustenance. I agree with you. We have to there must be a way for the person to have food in their belly so they can lower their stress hormone. I agree with you. That's if you're in survival mode, you cannot create business. I agree with you. That would be a bigger discussion. How do you create something maybe collective and something like that to help that individual, that person, that community find a way not to be under survival mode? Because if the brain is under fight or flight, it doesn't work. So I hear you.
If it's in fight or fight, it does not work.
Can
No.
can I
That's
hop
good.
in?
Yeah,
Yes. Mhm.
Dr. Crossley.
Okay, so when I agree with you, Dr. Josue. When I had a toothache, I could not think. I wanted to go in the hospital. It was bad. So, and if people are on drugs, they can't think either.
Can't think.
So I understand, you being a brain doctor and everything. So how is that going to, how are we going to address that part? Thank you.
Okay. Yes. So let me tell you what I do now what medicine didn't teach me.
Mm,
Our brain has two sides, fight
yes.
or flight. Right now, I'm at Panera. I told my girlfriend, when I want to be creative, I leave home because home is where everything is. Your brain stays on the fight or flight. What I teach people now when you come into my office, I sit, I said, let's take some deep breath. You see, breath work is not to keep us alive only. They've done scientific research. They found out when the brain is stressed out, you put the brain's in MRI, when you take a deep breath, it lowers your cortisol level. So what we need to do is to teach the average person. That's why how do you understand fight or flight? We have to do that. Things that you can do. My mother, you know why I'm passionate about this, guys? I was born in the Bahamas, and I want to tell my person, My parents took us to Haiti when they thought we needed a village. Within 2 years, my dad died. I didn't feel it. I had a village. But guess what happened to my mother? She had 5 children to raise from 6 months to 8 years old. Within a couple of weeks, she started having a high blood pressure crisis. You know what's going on? Her
Stress.
brain is under fight or flight. That
Yes.
eventually led to chronic kidney failure. She died early. What we need to teach every African, everyone, how does your brain work? How do you understand the fight or flight? You know what the other side is? Rest and digest. So 2 or 3 times a day, that's what causing chronic illnesses among Black women, people. 99% of mental illness and physical illness can be prevented. If, when you and I here, we can practice mindful self-care, breath
Mm-hmm.
work, to not to let our cortisol be chronically elevated. Guess what? If your cortisol, your stress hormone is chronically elevated, that part of the brain cannot think. So meaning that because these people can read, you know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping I go to Haiti, sit under a thatch roof to teach the average person how your brain works. Because the people in Haiti, they are smart too. They just don't have the tools to
Yes.
understand how their brain works. Did I answer some of your questions, Dr. Coslin?
Yes. So my boss, that's what she does for, and her husband is a diplomat and he speaks like 8 different languages. I mean, these people are geniuses like everybody on this call. And that's what they tell their son is to breathe and
Yes.
pause. And but I didn't know until you just told us where they got that concept from. So thanks for answering my question.
Yes.
Thank you.
That that
So
that that was
look.
that wonderful.
Mhm,
Now I want to go back to something you said
mhm,
earlier because
mhm.
your voice started going out. I don't know if it was you or my system, but you were
Yeah.
talking about something that we needed to do 3 or 4 times a day, and I believe it was
Yes.
breathing.
Yes. So I'm saying that if you and I gonna survive and thrive 2 or 3 times a day, especially women, Black women, that's why I see in my office, you are doing things that no one else can do.
Right.
You need to make sure your cortisol, you know what cortisol, everyone know what cortisol is, right? That's a stress hormone. It's
Mhm.
great when you have to do 15 things, 20 things. Guess what? If it stays elevated for more than 24 hours, it's literally killing your organs.
Oh.
That's where all illnesses, when it increases, you feel overwhelmed. If you have fried chicken in front of you, especially if you're a Black person, if you have Caesar salad, which one you think your brain is going to get? Fried chicken. That's where all our illnesses start, guys. Medicine knows that we don't want to tell the average person that. Because if 2 or 3 times a day, you need to sit somewhere 5 to 10 minutes, close your eyes, take some deep breath, drink some tea to lower your cortisol level. Then you have clarity. This part of your brain, that's what allows you to make decisions for you and your family. But I'm saying that, I'm passionate about this. There's a guy who saw me 5 years ago and he looked at me, thought I was a doctor. I was going to brag. He said, "How are you feeling?" I said, "If my country had a library, I wouldn't have been here." We can teach the average person how their brain works because they're just as smart, they're intelligent. We don't, that's what we need to do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Yeah,
with my
no,
passion
no,
No,
here.
no, no,
It's
no, no,
no.
okay.
no,
It's
no.
no.
Let me
This
say
is
something.
Don't be sorry, please.
Doctor, this show is unscripted and you can own it. Don't apologize. The only thing we don't do on this show, we don't do politics and we don't do religion. But I want to say something to you. I think you'll be very impressed when you listen to our STEM education program. The first lesson on that program that we are teaching students in Africa, we just graduated the first batch. They came from 5 countries. We graduated the first batch in November. The first lesson is the law of human performance. It's on our website. And we are telling them that you can be an expert in any field that you choose to be. The difference is that our people on the continent don't get exposed to things that the children here get exposed. Would you believe that a lot of university graduates that were in the program, they did not even own a Gmail or let alone know how to create one, or even know that YouTube comes free with Gmail, or even to attach an assignment because their, their assignments, they are supposed to submit their assignments by video, 1 to 3 minutes. I'm just talking about basic things that we take for granted here. But guess what? They've all learned it. They all learned it in the first week because that's how smart they are. So we need to let them know. And Ambassador Lisa, we can teach them these things in a master class. It will not take long. It's not a long-term thing. With the passion that the doctor has and with what we are doing with Africa's Brain Bank STEM program, the STEM program is not just science, technology, engineering, and math. You also teach communication and leadership. You know, because if you know all those things, you cannot communicate, you don't know jack. Nobody will know what you know. So I'm saying that there's hope, and I'm so grateful, Dr. Crossley, that you invited our brother, and we're going to be doing a lot of things with him, both on AfricaOnline and on Africa's Brain Bank. And we will have him on, you know, I'll check with him on his schedule, because at the last Sunday of every month on this program, we discuss a health topic.
Yes.
So let me give it back to the anchors, and I'll go on mute.
Thank you, Reverend Pam. I really like that. I know how to breathe. I did not connect the breathing with brain health. So this was very good. And again, I want to reiterate what Reverend Pam has said. We're glad that you are here and that Dr. Crosland brought you here. And I'm certainly looking forward to doing a health class one of these fourth Sundays when we're just going to talk about the brain health. Because in the situation, the circumstances that the majority of us are living in, the time and the space that we're living in, we have so many people who are stressed out. I mean, they don't think they're stressed, but when their body is starting to manifest sickness that they never had before, arthritis and all other things that they never had before, and they're not associating it with the stress level that they are under. I don't know if they think stress is pulling out my hair, just like most people think depression is I'm somewhere sad, I can't move, but that's not what depression looks like all the time, and that's not what stress looks like. So we need to understand brain health and how it works.
Here's what's good about it. Here's the good news. 90% of it is preventable.
90%.
Let me repeat it again. 90% of mental and physical illnesses, we have the know-how. It's preventable. And I'm going to work with you. I'm so happy, Dr. Crossland. We have the know-how. You know, I'm passionate because I've never gotten over living Haiti.
I'm sorry,
You know
I didn't get
why?
that. You never did what?
I've never gotten over living Haiti. But that's a very good place. But I know that the reason why it doesn't work because people don't have brain tools to create brain health. That's what we need. So I work with women, people. High blood pressure is reversible. That's why I do holistic medicine. 90% of what people are going through, Black, it's reversible. We have the know-how. We just have to find people by us, for us, and from us who can teach it. But I'm going to stop. Okay.
No, you are so right, because medicine in this country in particular is become fast food. Fast food. The doctors are rushing, they don't take the time. They treat people like numbers. They don't look at individual people. Like, you cannot treat a mother who lived all her life in Africa and visiting their daughter and grandchildren in America the same way you treat a Black American that was born and bred here.
Yes.
You cannot, you know, and even our teeth. I remember the first time I went to the dentist, he had the hardest time pulling my tooth. It's like, your teeth is too strong. I said, yes, because I didn't grow up here. I didn't grow up eating all the wrong stuff and candy that the kids here, their teeth here. But I'm just saying, we need to look at people as individuals, human beings, provide customized medication or personalized medicine, healthcare, and not treat everybody. If somebody comes and their blood pressure is just a little bit out of the normal, you put them on high blood pressure or cholesterol. Those things, like you say, 90% of them are preventable. And because cholesterol, like the only time my cholesterol ever went up is because I was eating eggs regularly for 2 months, and I stopped it, and the cholesterol went back normal. It could be preventable. Even diabetes, they put a lot of people on pre-diabetes. So the easiest thing is to write a prescription instead of teaching them lifestyle change. I wish Dr. B was on this call. Dr. B will love you. Dr. B is one of our regular physicians, Dr. Joshua. Okay, Ambassador Lisa, we have 5 minutes.
Yes. We are going to switch over to our, did you see my message, Reverend Pam?
No, I'm saying 5 minutes to the top of the hour. No, I haven't seen your message.
Oh, I'm like, oh, I'm about to lose my laptop. I thought I was plugged in, and I'm not a battery.
Oh.
Nia-san, over to you. Do you have a thought or a question?
Yes, Dr. Crossley, I know you still have a line of thought that you wanted to complete. So unmute and go ahead and tell us that line of thought you had.
Who, Dr. Crossley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. What did you guys want me to do?
I thought you had something you wanted to say, then we cut you at that point.
Well, I'm just really excited that Dr. Josue has a platform. You know, Dr. Josue, you got a platform here on African Brain Bank to really, that's just how good God is. Because that's all we talk about is the brain, you know, African Brain Bank. That's the foundation. That's everything that we're about, even the STEM and everyone in the global audience, just so you know, Dr. Joshua, he also does the uh, anti-reverse aging and all of that. So that's part of the stem cells as well. Thank you so much.
Dr. Joshua, you want to comment on that?
Yes, I'm doing a fellowship in longevity for medicine. Do you know we can take age back 15, 20 years? We know that.
Yes.
So that's what I'm doing. Okay. So
Okay.
and I say that Black women, because you know, one thing I realized, Ambassador Parks, the reason I'm here, if women can be better, then the life the rest of us can be better.
Yes.
You are right, because we are the
Okay.
nurturers and the governesses of the
Yes.
house. But let me say something to you, Dr. Joshua, that would maybe help you. You are not alone. I have never gotten over leaving Cameroon either. When I came here, I was coming here to study and go back home, but I'm still in the US 40 years later.
Wow.
But a lot of us, when we came here, we were not planning to stay here. We wanted to go back home, but the situation at home, especially safety concerns, have kept most of us here. So you are not alone. I just wanted to tell you that.
So, Ambassador, you know why I say that? So I'm going to leave you with it. There are three things human beings need to live a good life: financial stability, good health, mental and physical, and the third one, healthy relationship with self and a supportive community. I mentioned three: financial stability. Where I come from, we said food, water, and shelter. Good health, mental and physical. The third one, a healthy, supportive community. Mr. Kemlike, they have done a research. They found that more than 90% of human happiness and misery depends only on a healthy, supportive community.
Wow.
There are two of them we can buy. There are one of them. So when I see people in my office, Ambassador Parks, mental illness in the African American community, everyone, is equal to lack of community. The system has individualized us.
Yes.
They make us think we can do this by ourselves. This is the source of all our chronic illness.
Wow.
I'm going to stop here.
Yeah, but you know, Doc, when we were growing up, the community raised the children. Like the African proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child. But that community doesn't exist here. Even looking at the Cameroon community, when I came here in the 80s, we were a close-knit. I love to cook. So Thanksgiving and Christmas, most of the Cameroonians in Houston spent it at my home. That doesn't happen anymore.
But here's what I say. Here's what I mentioned. Here's what I mentioned. Here's what I tell people. What you and I need to do, where we're sitting here, is to get our mind, brain together, make sure we're good with ourselves, make sure, so in my office, I teach boundaries. So meaning that you need to teach people. When I teach in my office, I teach entrepreneurship to my patients. I teach health, and I teach how to keep your safe space, your space safe. Meaning that the lady was Dr. Pop. What we need to do, I was telling a friend of mine, you have to make sure you have 2 or 3 people with you that you can go into deeper relationship with. You don't need that many.
Your
but if you don't work
private zone. Your private zone.
Well, yeah, that's what a community. But guess what? People have lost that. So as far as brain health, that's why I want to talk to you guys about individually and collectively. How do we make people do that? What I'm saying that we can thrive if we have brain health. I'm going to stop won't stop talking. Okay.
You keep saying, but we can't wait till we have a show where this is just the topic, our brain health. We are at the top of the hour, and we're going to play our anthem. We're going to give you a chance to grab a drink of water. If you're cooking, you need to go check on that food. Do it in these 5 minutes while we are sharing our anthem. We'll be right back with our announcements for next week.
Dr. Joshua will be right back, so don't go away, please. We stay on till the half hour. Oh, the anthem?
Yes, I'm getting it ready now.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh, Africa. Oh no. Africans, Africans for Africa. 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 Africans have many bright ideas. If only you let us share. If you really want to know my history, please come, sit down, listen to my story. God gave us a wisdom. He guides our footsteps, makes us shine and transform. Hey, as one people, with so many cultures, yet indeed we are one. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. Let us all unite behind AfricaOnline Media Corporation. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. It's time to come together, promote awareness, progress, and solution. Hey. Africans, Africans for Africa. Africans, Africans for Africa. Africans, Africans for Africa. All Africans can rally for a common cause, to believe without judgment in what our brother does, to identify and resolve our challenges, to allow each other's ideas without regard to standards. As one people with so many cultures, yes indeed we are one. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. Let us solve all the problems plaguing our continent. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. Let us empower Africans in and out of Africa. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. AfricaOnline Media Corporation, that's a good way to start. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. They have all the resources we need to benefit our society. Oh. Education for everyone. If we believe prosperity for Africans, if we believe medical facilitation for Africans, if we believe stand up, Africa, yes, for Africa. AfricaOnline Media Corporation, that's a good way to start. Stand up, Africans, let's save Africa. Africa is a cradle of civilization. Africa. We were enslaved not because we were weak, but because of our hospitality. Stand up, Africans. Let's save Africa. Jump on the AfricaOnline miracle jet. Don't be left behind. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. Together we shall succeed. Together we will win. Stand up, Africans. Let's save Africa. We are writing our own story. The truth, and we shall tell it to the world. Stand up, Africans, for Africa. No more lies. Africans own Africa.
No more lies. Africans own Africa. That song is written by our CEO, none other than Her Royal Highness, Reverend Pam. And we own full rights to it, and we're so delighted. And we're so delighted that we get to share this song every week. And it encourages somebody out there listening is going to hear that Africans own Africa.
That's right.
We own it. We can go back and turn it around. We don't have to have the high unemployment rates that we're seeing. We can employ people. I employ a librarian. I planted a library in Nigeria, and I pay her salary. I pay half the salary, and the church and the school pays the other half. But I pay her salary, so that's one person who is not necessarily on the unemployment line, because I care about that 150 pounds of books that I carried on the plane with a broke arm and a broke foot. And I want to make sure those books remain there. And the last time I was in Nigeria, every book was still there. I had to do some rearranging and put things back in place, but there are little things that we can do. I know that I'm ahead of myself. Let me back up.
Okay.
We're going to talk about next week's topic.
Okay. No, thank you for what you're doing. And that reminds me, Africa's Brain Bank has a partnership with Black and Global to hire 10,000 African talents. So we are matching 10,000 African talents with 10,000 Black enterprises in the US. So for more information, you can email us at info@africaonlinetv.org or info@africasbrainbanktv.org. So I think some the anchors may come. I like the show because it's scripted. I asked our brother if he'll be available next Sunday to do a masterclass on entrepreneurship.
Not next Sunday. You mean
next Sunday? Yeah. No, hold on. We're not. So he is available. That would be a great sequel to this.
You mean the 25th, right?
No, next Sunday. That's the 18th.
The 18th.
So he'll be available to do a masterclass on entrepreneurship next Sunday.
But as a function,
you mean Dr. Joshua?
Yes.
But, yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
That's fine. That would be a great sequel to this program. The health topic is he's not just a medical doctor, he's a businessman, he's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So he'll be teaching that. I'm glad. I like his passion. So that's what we're going to be discussing next week.
Say it again, please.
And I'm into AI. I'm into AI in healthcare. Okay. I'm creating 2 companies right now in AI and health. And Ambassador Sparks, I want to talk to you. I'm so happy I met you guys because we can thrive. So I'm creating 2 AI healthcare company right now with my clinic. Besides my clinic. So I've been learning entrepreneurship. So I'd like to teach to approach entrepreneurship as a function of brain health. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We know how to do that. Okay.
Awesome. So Ambassador Lisa will not be here, but she will get to watch it online on YouTube. But guess what? We are going to be working with Dr. Joshua, so you will see him often. So that's even though you're going to be out of the country, you're not taking me, and I'm not complaining, but we will miss you. So let me I'll be meeting with Dr. Joshua right after this program. He's going to stay on, and I'll end the streaming, and I'll finish talking to him about the event in Ghana. So,
Okay.
Ambassador Lisa, okay. You want to talk about Ghana or you want me to talk about Ghana?
You can talk about Ghana since you're already talking about Ghana.
Okay, so there is a link in the chat box. I think I put it there. If not, I'll put it again. Africa's Brain Bank, our sister organization, is going to be having its 7th annual summit and charity ball in Accra, Ghana. I want to show you guys something, Ambassador Lisa, and I'm glad the doctor is talking about AI because I've been teaching myself AI. I'm one of those people that like book. I like to learn. I like to acquire knowledge. Hold on a second here. This is not what I want to, hold on. Let me pull this up. I want to show you what this is about. So it's Labor Day weekend in Accra, Ghana. The tickets have been open. We are doing a promo for the first time. We are doing a promo for the first time, and it's 5% discount. The 10% discount ended December 31st. So if you go to Africa's Brain Bank, can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
It's coming now.
Now we can.
Okay, if you go to africasbrainbank.org and you click the register link, and yes, I see your message. I will send it to you. It will take you here. Then you click, say event highlights. See? You guys let me know if you see the event highlight. I did this. The content is mine. The graphics are AI. So can you guys see the events highlights on my screen?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you see, we're going to be discussing healthcare, and we're also going to be introducing Africa's Medical Center. And Dr. Joshua, that is a place where you can actually play. We are bringing all the best Black minds, medical minds from across the world, and technology. And I'm glad you are using AI. So these are the different events. It's on our website. It will be 6 days. This will be the first time that we're going to have a 6-day activity because we are going to the door of no return. But we work hard, we learn hard, but we also relax and we party. So we're going to be in a private beach on Sunday afternoon after the billionaire breakfast brunch. And the groundbreaking ceremony will be on Monday. And Tuesday, we are going to Elmina and Cape Coast based on time. Castle. So I encourage this are our sponsorship levels. And we have our collaborators here. Of course, Lawyer Castle will be there, Ambassador Lisa, RMD.
Oh, Lawyer Castle.
The greatest celebrity out of Africa. Africa's gift to the world is our global ambassador. The Afro champions will be there, Miko Farmer, the World Conference of Mayor, National Business League, National Black Chamber of Commerce, the Kingdom of, you name it, they will be there. So you click the link and you go get your tickets. Buy your tickets now. They are at 5% discount. Nobody comes to our event without paying except the speakers. I pay, and I pay more. Like I don't believe in asking people, about doing stuff that I cannot do. So I'm so excited. Niason, the topic again is entrepreneurship. I'll send you the text that it said. Hold on a second. Let me send it to you. Let me tell you right now what our brother said. He said he'll do a master class on entrepreneurship as a function of, I'm hearing a background noise from somebody, a master class of entrepreneurship as a function of brain health, physically, mentally, emotionally. So just put entrepreneurship as a function of brain health, Niason. That'll be the topic next week, and that'll make a great sequel to this topic. So over to you, uncles.
Yes, oh, I was saying, I'm saying when I got caught away, excuse me. Well, one of my things that I'm very adamant about is each one teach one, each one reach one. Because if we look at the overarching big picture, it'll become too big. It's overwhelming. It overwhelms the brain, Dr. Joshua. It overwhelms the brain. And then we're stuck and paralyzed and we can't do anything. But if we just ask God for our portion, what is my portion today in the kingdom's agenda? Let me do my portion. Let Nia Sung do his portion. Dr. Joshua does his portion. At the end of the day, we can see the manifestation of something actually happening. But if you're looking at that big picture, you will never get to do anything. So if we can just find a way to reach out and employ one person, then we've done something. As I was saying earlier, I pay half the salary for the librarian at the library that I planted at the school in Nigeria. I have a daughter, her brother, it was her brother's job before he passed. So when I send money, instead of sending money to 3 or 4 different people and having to pay those 3 or 4 different fees or MoneyGram, I send the money all to one person, and then that one person will distribute it because in Africa you can send money via your phone. And I always thought that was the craziest thing. That was long before we had Zelle and before we had Cash App. They were doing it in Africa. So,
That's right.
so
Africa
I sent money,
always set
huh?
the pace. I said, that's right. Africa always blaze the trail and find the path.
Yes, they do. So I send money to one person and let them do the distributing. So I only have to pay that one fee. And then I tell her to take 10% out for herself. Put that in a bank account that you do not touch. Just consider it invisible. Just put that aside. So I always make sure that I try and send just a little bit extra so that when she takes that 10% out for herself, she's not taking away from the money that I'm sending for my kids' education or for the library or, for doctor bills or whatever. So that's a way that we can employ people, even since it's a small little thing, but it is something. So if we could all find a way to help encourage one person in Africa with their dream, with their vision. We don't always want to be giving a handout, because if we just constantly feeding, they will never learn how to fish and feed themselves.
Yeah,
So, Reverend Pam,
just to piggyback to what you are saying, Ambassador Lisa. When you call most of these multinational companies, I'm not going to name any of them, the people answering the phones can barely speak English. Our young university graduates in Africa, they speak excellent English, they speak excellent French. Why not hire these university graduates? That we don't want them leaving the continent. Let them stay there. Hire them for your business and pay them a reasonable salary like you pay somebody here, because what you're going to be doing is economic stimulation and empowerment of the community, because that person now will be able to afford a better house. They will be able to support the farmers by buying groceries. They will be able to support the fashion designers by sewing more clothes. The schools, I'm saying you will change the trajectory of an entire community, not just one person, by hiring. Because instead of hiring somebody from the Philippines or from India, hire somebody in Africa, especially if you're a Black business owner or a Black entrepreneur. Hire your brothers and sisters. We are all related. We were separated by, the oppressor. The zip code doesn't matter. Hire them and pay them good and treat them right.
So you were saying, Reverend Pam, earlier before the top of the hour, you were talking about what Africa's Brain Bank is going to be doing with
Black and Global.
Who?
Black and Global.
Black and Global. I remember meeting them
Melissa.
Yeah. I remember meeting them last year at the summit. So Africa's Brain Bank and Black and Global are going to be hiring, you said 10,000?
No, we are not hiring them. It's Operation Hire 10,000. So we are matching them. We are matching 10,000 Black talents to 10,000 Black enterprises in the US.
Oh, okay. Operation 10,000. And you will be
Hire
matching
10,000. Hire 10,000. Yes. Operation Hire 10,000. So we are matching them. We are not the ones employing them, but we are linking them. It's like I don't want to call it a dating app or dating. We are matching employer with employees.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
We're encouraging,
Wonderful.
just like you hired that lady in the library, we're encouraging Black entrepreneurs to hire people on the continent.
Got it. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. I knew that they were talking about doing it last year at the gala. I'm glad to see that we are moving. What I like about what we do, we don't just talk.
Yeah.
We talk, we discuss, we come up with a way to make it happen. Even if we only see 1 or 2 people doing it, At least we are moving towards. We're not just talking about what we're going to do, and the next year we come back and we're talking about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So even if it's everybody has got to start somewhere. So I'm glad to see that Africa's Brain Bank and Black and Global are going to be Operation Hire 10,000. They're going to be matching employers with employees on the continent. That's a wonderful situation there, right there.
Yeah.
We are now at
We have 10 more minutes. So
10 more minutes. Nia Sung, I'm gonna throw it over to you. So we
Yeah,
want to wait.
I
Let me
was
just
wondering.
before we go. I'm sorry, Nia Sung. Before we go to
Go
you,
ahead. Go ahead.
and I know this is Africa Online, but Reverend Pam, how do we get these 10,000 employees that are on the continent to sign up? How are we getting these people to come together?
okay, well, this is the thing. This is one way by announcing it here, and we announce it at the summit also. So those who are watching on YouTube or Facebook, but the young students that we are training in the STEM program, that's a good harvest ground. The
Okay,
graduates
wonderful.
for this. We're gonna funnel them into this program, and we're not gonna keep it at 10,000. We're just starting with 10. But also, you can let your people in Uganda know. Dr. Joshua can let his people in Haiti know. Nia Sonkalede, as people, Dr. Crossley is sharing it, and eventually we're going to put it on social media. Right now, it's not on social media because we don't want to be bombarded,
Right.
So we don't want to keep people on waiting lists, but they need to send the information to info@africasbrainbank.org, and then there will be linked with their resumes. We want talents, not just people. You have to have a resume. You have to be qualified for the job. We are not going to hire somebody who is not qualified. No.
Right.
We're gonna hire those who are qualified. There are plenty of qualified people there.
And you said we're sending emails to info@AfricaOnlineTV.org.
Either at info@africaonlinetv.org or info@africasbrainbank.org. Either one of them. Preferably to info@Africa's Brain Bank, but Africa Online is our sister organization, so wherever they send it, we'll get it.
Okay, Nia Sung, you take it away.
Okay, at this point, Dr. Josue, we know we've kept you waiting on us. I know there are a few things that you still wanted to say. Please, can you say them before? But you have an opportunity at the end to give the last word. But for now, say something about what you did not, something you wanted to say, but you could not say it.
Wait. Before he makes his last word, we want to explain
No,
to him.
it's not his last word. It's not his last word. I just wanted, I think he had a line of thought he wanted to conclude on before we.
I'm sorry, are you talking about Dr. Joe's?
Yeah,
no,
Dr.
that's
Josue.
fine. You can get Professor Miss Parks. You can go ahead.
Okay. Because I wanted to ask him a question because he said he was in his clinic, and I see a lot of people walking around. Where is your clinic?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, where's your clinic? Are you here in the country or in Haiti?
No, man.
He's in the US.
I am an American. I grew up here. I grew up in the US. I was raised in my clinic's in Lowell, where I grew up in. I am in. So I did my family's from Florida. My clinic's in Lowell, Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lower Maryland. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know if, because I heard you say something about going back to Haiti. So I wasn't sure if you were out of the country, in Haiti, or were you here in the States? So you are here
I
in
used
Lower
to do
Maryland.
medical mission in Haiti, I was saying. And because of what's going on, I stopped.
Guess what? Don't get me, we have a lot to talk about. During the heavy quake, I organized a truckload of stuff to send there. I had a medical mission for a global ministry. That's one of my biggest passions since April 2000. So we have a lot to talk about, but please put your clinic information in the chat box, Dr. Joshua, so people can get in touch with you. Put your website and your clinic information.
I did put my website in my clinic.
Okay.
So let me tell you what I do in my clinic now. I practice holistic, Ambassador Park. I practice holistic prevention focus brain health. And the greatest joy I've had, here's my expertise. Okay. The brain is neuroplasticity. Okay. People don't know that. What it is that the brain has the ability to rewire itself. Okay.
Okay.
That's what at the heart of it, if you want to teach anything, that's my expertise. I can sit and teach anyone how to rewire a brain for success, for wealth, for health, physically, spiritually. We know that as science. So that's my expertise as a medical doctor, as a brain scientist. We have the ability of helping people to change the way your brain works to do things that are not easy to do without much work.
Wow, this is so good. This is so
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nia-san.
So, how would you tell the person on the street in, say, Cameroon or Cote d'Ivoire or Egypt or I don't know, what to do to be able to be better or to be self-employed in a way that is profitable, that is to be profitably employed?
Well, the first thing I would tell that person, bring them out. When I do in my office, I would explain them that you have a brain. You just like you raise children to believe in yourself. First one is to empower yourself to believe that your brain has the ability to do it. Then I sit down with you. Every patient in my office, I tell them, bring a notebook and a pen. If you don't bring a notebook and a pen, I don't see you. Let's write down the environment when you want to rewire your brain. If you want to create a business, you know why I'm at Panera Bread? I'm working on my company. If you don't have a safe environment, your brain cannot be rewired. So I would tell the person in the streets, let me spend 5-10 minutes with you twice a week in a safe space. Let's have some goals and let me teach you how to create the habit loop, how to do those habit loop little by little in a scientific, from a science point. I'm telling you, because guys, people don't realize that we have to know how. If you want to create a business 1 year from now, it's really to create the habit. It's not easy. We have the scientific means, even your health, anything you want to do. We have the scientific means of teaching. We don't tell the average person that, because if we tell you that, then the few people who control the world will not be able to control it.
Right.
Did I answer your question, Mr.
You did.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Ambassador, you have another question for him?
No, it's 5:27.
Okay. We'll take a round of the table, starting with my favorite person, Dr. Crosslin. Your last word on today's broadcast.
Hello, everyone. I have the camera on because you guys know I'm always driving, but that's a good thing. So as you guys know, I am so in love with Dr. Josway. I can't even say his name, but it doesn't matter.
You say his name. That's right.
Okay, Doctor, yes, I even posted it on the Facebook. Now, Dr. Josway, everybody on this line is in love with you too. So you got a lot of love now. We're not gonna let you go.
He's part of us. He's not going anywhere.
And I'm going to be able to learn how to rewire my brain. And I'm just so excited. And I mean, like, guys, come on, it's like 2026 and we're still in January. So we still have an opportunity to set some real goals for 2026. Our previous segment on this program was about our New Year's resolutions. And so now God brought us the answer to everything. And so we serve an amazing God. And just knowing that Dr. Josway is available to offer therapy and any questions we have, we're just so excited, Dr. Josway. And I want you to know, I know you're a very humble person, but God has blessed you tremendously, and he's going to bless you even more, and he adds no sorrow to it. And on top of all of that, you are amazing. So I want you to know that you're so humble. I don't even think you know how amazing you are. So
look, let's stop. Look, let me tell you one thing. Here's what I want you to do. Ambassador Parks and Dr. Crossland, here's what my dedication, okay? This year is to help Black women thrive. I want to get together with you guys so we can talk about that. Okay?
Awesome.
Wonderful.
And please don't talk about, you know what? Everything I've done is because of good Black women, good people.
Awesome.
There's nothing that you have done is because of you.
Right.
Do you know when we're born, we're blind? Human beings cannot walk, you cannot talk. So there's nothing that I've done is due to me. You know why I'm here? It's because a few people try to sacrifice them to give me good nurturing. I'm not being modest, it's true.
Yeah, it
You know,
is.
Thank you.
my own life, when I was in Miami, at 19, my mom died. I slept in my car. You know why I made it? Good people. You don't get here by yourself.
That's true.
Amen.
All right.
So
Thank
I'm
you.
just trying to give back a little bit what I've been given.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Doctor, we'll be back
Thank
with you. We'll be back with you in a minute. Ambassador Lisa, your time to give your last word.
Yes, this has been an amazing show program. We started off with the subject of unemployment, and then we found out how brain health connects to unemployment, and we're going to explore more of that in weeks and shows to come. But we want to remind you that you can find us here every Sunday from 4 to 5:30, talking about a range of topics that benefit, educate, encourage, and inspire the African on the continent and those of us here in the diaspora. Like us on Facebook, join us on YouTube, like us, subscribe, make your comments whenever you're watching, from wherever you're watching. We believe that this program is going to be beneficial and helpful to you. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, you have a last word before we go to our guests.
Well, God is so amazing. I did not tell Dr. Crossley I was looking for a neuroscientist for Ghana. 60% of the speakers have been confirmed. And I kept thinking there was somebody I was thinking about, but it was from Nigeria. But we already have about two or three speakers. We normally have speakers from diverse backgrounds and ethnicity and countries. So, Dr. Crossley, I truly, truly appreciate you. You are not just a beauty queen, you are a human ambassador. Thank you so much for your sweet spirit, for your kindness, and for bringing our brother on board. And we will do our best to lift him up, to promote him as he lifts up us up, especially Black women who have had historically the short end of the stick, So
Yeah.
thank you so much to all our viewers. You were talking about each one bring one. I will encourage everyone to bring one person to the program, either live or following on YouTube. But for years to come, thousands of millions will watch this program. And Dr. Joshua, your family, this is your platform. This show is unscripted. Anytime you have any burning topic you want to talk about, just let us know and we'll put you on. Thank you so much, and please stay back so that we have our private chat.
Dr. Josue, it is your turn to say your last word.
So why don't you just say something to him in French?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he speaks French.
No, let me
No, he doesn't speak French.
I speak French, but guess what? We're not speaking French. You know why? The reason why we're here is because of what the French has done to us.
That's true.
That's right.
I'm not speaking French.
You're right.
I speak my mother's language. So.
Yeah, that's right.
So
your last word on unemployment, employment, and the way to create businesses.
Let me tell you what we need to know. What we need to know. We have the know-how. We have the brain tools. We're going to help Africa thrive by teaching the average African Black people how to use their brain to thrive, to create the business, the health that you want, you need, you deserve. That's why I've already, Dr. Crossland, because I've talked to you guys, I've always gotten back. I only want to give back. You know one thing, last thing, if you help people,
yes,
you don't need to look forward. Things will come back.
That's
the reason
right.
I'm here,
That's Luke 6,
the reason I'm here, if you know my clinic, the reason my clinic is that I'm passionate, my clinic has been successful only because of Black women. You guys came when I didn't even ask you.
Wow.
So I learned, you know what I learned? We don't need any other people if we can trust ourselves.
Yes.
If we can work on ourselves with self-compassion, emotional intelligence, and critical thinking, we don't need any other people. We're good enough.
That's right.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone. Dr. Crossan again, thank you so much for bringing him in. And everyone, please do have a great week. It is the second week of January going. So please take care and we'll see you next.